a lot of Spanish. And the Spanish we speak, somebody asked the neighbor next to you, I like or left to translate for you. Ngaragu de hoya wo horo. That is our friend. Let's say grace. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we are humbled before you this wonderful and beautiful evening that you have gathered us to be here, to interact, to share, to enjoy, and to be happy for one another, O Jehovah. But we know for this we need energy for our bodies. Therefore, Father, we thank you for what you have prepared for us. We pray that you bless it, that as we partake of it, it will be a blessing unto us, O God. And as we continue with the meal, that there will be time to share and enjoy. For those, Father, who have nothing to lay on the table at this time, we know your house is full of bounty. Remember them, also feed them, and all of us, at the end of it all, will be happy and will only be praising your holy and glorious name. For it is in Jesus' name I pray and believe.
So, here we are. For those of you who are still eating, please continue to enjoy the meal. But in the interest of time, we want to progress with our program. And at this point, we have a number of colleagues who are here. And the University of Nairobi Pharmacy School Alumni Association. We have our chair who will be coming to speak later. I think it is quite in order, because this program has been put together by the Alumni Association to acknowledge the leadership. Professor Anastasia Guatai is the chair of the Alumni Association. Can you give a hand to her? The other interim members who are here, would you start? You know yourselves. If you are in the leadership of the Alumni Association, Dr. Wanyanga and others who are here, Dr. Wilberforce Omutani Wanyanga, Evergreen, is in that leadership. Are there others? They will be acknowledged by the chair at some point, but we want to acknowledge your presence. We also have the presence of the faculty. You will be acknowledged by your leadership, but let at this point, the faculty, those who are in the faculty, in the School of Pharmacy, training pharmacists, would you like to start? We acknowledge you.
Yeah, that's not more good.
Just keep studying. You know, if you are not here, this event would have no meaning. So can you acknowledge these faculty members? Thank you. For each of these at some point. We also have the founder. I want us to put our hands together, although we'll be acknowledged. Professor, my time. Let's give him a standing ovation. Let's give him a standing ovation. Professor, my time. Thank you very, very much. You know, for his age to be here at this time is great honor. And we also have the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, Dr. Wairimu. And the Justice Studies and the National Treasurer also. And the leadership, both the leadership of the national PSK, and you are here, please start. And we acknowledge you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Wairimu and your team, together with the secretariat. We also have the chairman of the Pharmacy and Poisons Board in the house. Pharmacists who are working at the Pharmacy and Poisons Board and you are here, please start. We want to acknowledge you also. Together. Thank you very much. And we are very happy to have all of you. We also have fellows of the Pharmaceutical Society. We have some fellows. We have fellows here.
New fresh ones.
All of them. All the fellows of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. Yes. That's people, these are our elders and leaders in the society. Thank you very much. And of course, all of you have been acknowledged in one way or the other. And we have our chief guest, Professor Mudure Masharia. I can see his delegation is here. Maybe he's still on the way, but let's acknowledge the delegation from Equity Holding. They are here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome. So, members, colleagues, I want to request those who are given an opportunity to say something to be brief. I would like to invite the person who will give us a brief from the School of Pharmacy to come, School of Pharmacy, and then we will invite for us the Dean of the College of Health Sciences, and then we will have the Chair of the Alumni Association. Maybe before the Chair of the Alumni Association, we will invite the PSK President, and we will also have the chair of PPP and the chair of Kenya Biovacs. Very, very brief. May I request the School of Pharmacy? School of Pharmacy? School of Pharmacy? Professor Okarel? Professor Okarel? On behalf of the School of Pharmacy. Yes, you will speak on behalf of the School of Pharmacy. And then we'd like to have.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll not take much of your time, but I'm very, very happy to see everybody over here. Thank you for honoring us. But most of all, I wish to thank all those who founded the school. That was about 50 years ago, because their contribution to our society and to many individuals has been tremendous. I also want to thank the Alumni Association for putting in many hours to organize these celebrations. We have to celebrate ourselves because we made very many strides. Everywhere in society, pharmacists are making a very, very big impact. So we have to celebrate ourselves. So let's clap for ourselves. So we're also cognizant of the fact that currently there are many challenges that our profession is facing, but we trust that with God's help we'll be able to overcome these challenges. These challenges have come to make our profession stronger. So on behalf of the faculty of the School of Pharmacy, I wish to welcome all of you to these celebrations. And this is not the end. We are also having a camp, a medical camp later this month on the 26th. So please donate your time, finances, and prayers. If you can't make it, just pray for the camp so that it will be successful and that will be a fitting end to these celebrations. As faculty, we are dedicated to improve service and improving the quality of delivery of our programs. So with those few remarks, I wish to invite our dean, who is also a pharmacist, and my colleague.
Thank you very much, Professor Okalebo. Permit me to recognize the founder as well of the School of Pharmacy, Professor Maitai, the chairs. We have the chair of PPP here, the chair of Biovacs. We have very many distinguished guests, the CCM, Nairobi City County, distinguished guests, esteemed alumni, and also not forgetting the chair of the University of Nairobi Pharmacy Alumni Association, Professor Gwantai. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. So I'm truly honored to be here tonight as we gather to celebrate an extraordinary milestone, which is 50 years of pharmacy training at the University of Nairobi. And so whether you graduated in the pioneering class of 1974 who are also here. I think Professor Gwanchai is in that class. Or you walked the corridors in the 1990s, or whether you are one of the most recent alumni, the ones of 2024, we are all united in one identity as proud graduates and friends of the School of Pharmacy. I think that deserves an applause. And so this evening, as we celebrate, let us remember that this golden jubilee is not merely about marking time, but it's also about honoring the vision and the commitment of those who dared to dream half a century ago. And the visionaries are here: Professor Charles Maitai, others who are not here like Professor Muriuki, Dr. John Ogeto, but we also have here Dr. Karanja. I think we should also applaud him. And then he was sitting in the 70s already there. We honor you tonight. You laid the foundation for a world-class School of Pharmacy, and then it was under the Faculty of Medicine, which had been founded much earlier. I don't know if you can hear me. I think I've lost this one. It was then under the Faculty of Medicine then, because Faculty of Medicine was founded in 1967, and the Department of Pharmacy in 1974. And from those humble beginnings, we had classes which were about 20 students per year, but the school has now grown steadily over the years, and every year now we have an intake of about 100 students per year. And we have over those years nurtured very many pharmacists, now literally in their thousands, who today serve not only in Kenya, but across the globe. They serve in the hospitals, they serve in the industry, they serve in academia, in research, regulatory agencies, public health, and even in politics, I think, as we have Dr. Nyalita here. So literally, I think you should applaud yourself. So I am particularly proud of how our graduates have helped shape the healthcare landscape, contributing to a vibrant local pharmaceutical manufacturing industry, leading pioneering research and innovation in pharmaceutical care, patient safety and public health, expanding specialization in many areas, including clinical pharmacy, pharmacovigilance, industrial pharmacy, and many others. But tonight, we celebrate and we also look ahead, and we are conscious about the changes that are happening in healthcare, the evolving role of the pharmacist in this digital age, the role of artificial intelligence, precision medicine, and digital health. These are not distant trends. In fact, we have an act called the Digital Health Act. And they're already redefining how we teach, how we learn, and how we practice pharmacy. And at the University of Nairobi, we're already aligning our curriculum and working with all the partners so that we have competitive graduates. And we also continue to invest in physical infrastructure. Those of you who came in the alma mater then, I think took a tour of that new building that has been under development for many years. We are hoping that maybe in the new academic year that's going to begin, it will be ready. to begin training the next generation of pharmacists. So to our alumni tonight, you remind us that pharmacy matters and that the School of Pharmacy matters, and that your achievements and contributions are a living legacy to our institution, and we would like your engagement, your mentorship, and your support so that we keep our mission alive and ensure that future generations can even dream bigger. So tonight, as we toast to the next 50 years, we hope many of you will be there, isn't it? Just like we see our visionaries, we see Dr. Karanja, Professor Maitai, Professor Guanchai here. So I think we'll be meeting. I hope part of you will be there when you're looking back to the last 100 years of pharmacy. So we thank you, all the alumni and friends, for coming tonight. Asante sana. Usiku mwema. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Professor Sanjo. Thank you very much. Very brief remarks. I want to invite Dr. Ndeji to come. 2 minutes, and then Dr. Mondo. We acknowledge that these are pharmacies serving in government, the role they do. Very good.
Thank you very much for the money. What is good?
All the time.
What is good?
All the time.
All the time.
All is good.
Permit me right on the protocol established and just say 2 words. I'm happy this evening to join the University of Army alumni as we celebrate this key milestone that is Golden Jubilee. I'm looking back and I'm saying what a coincidence, because I've just become a music leader also. So for me it's special. And to emphasize, I think, what I've been saying, not forgetting to give the credit where it is due. We stand here, myself as the chair of Kenya Bavans Institute. Previously, I just transitioned to Kenya Bavans Institute from being a chairman of the Kenya Pharmacy Society. And according to Kamoni, we are saying those are who are serving in the government. Because you can serve for the government, you can serve with the government, you can serve in the government. And it's a privilege. I take it as a privilege. And the fact I'm seeing is because there are individuals here present where they have showed us which we are correct upon and correct to far. And they are agent to us, they have been organized, and we continue to recognize all of you. And the founders of pharmacy, and you are here with us. The future is bright, despite the challenges that Professor Okarebo has mentioned. I still believe the future is bright, and that, as she has said, the challenges we are facing today as pharmacy and pharmacy training, and also in the practice field, is to prepare for a better tomorrow. And therefore, let us be encouraged. Let us put our best leg forward. Let us do that which is right. And to encourage, especially the younger alumni, But don't shy away, especially when we are called upon to serve, more so in an environment that is highly political. I say I'm not a politician, but I am a man in politics. Because were it not for a political appointment, I would be here standing for. And don't shy away to work with politicians because they need your service. And because in service, technical service. And we can only change this country for better if we are the one who are in those positions of policy advisory and visioning in the spirit that God will enable you to get it. So in those few remarks, allow me to also mention that with me is my CEO. I want to recognize her so that she is also recognized. But Cecilia. She is my current CEO, and I'm proud of her. What is doing with Kenya. As I finish, you see, UoN is a mother of all other universities, and we are quite a number. I don't know how many there are now trained pharmacists. And it is a challenge to us who are in leadership position to create opportunities for ourselves, because charity begins at home. So don't shy away when you need to knock a door, or doors are open. When you need that assistance, you just call away. So with those viewers, I want to invite back MC. I've invited that I take this opportunity to hand this mic over to my successor, as I did a month ago.
Thank you, Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to write on the protocols already established. And I want to say this is one of my most exciting evenings to stand, and it's an honor to stand in front of you to address my teachers, my fellow students. In fact, when I see Professor Maitai, I don't know what to say. It's a lot of commitment and dedication, and a special thank you, Prof. I still remember every bit of pharmacology we talked about. And all the other lecturers, I see Professor Demo, I see DS, and many others. In the interest of time, I say thank you very much. I want to recognize the members and the executive that have organized this particular function. Professor Guantai and our National Executive Council of the Pharmacy Alumni, and say that the history between the School of Pharmacy of the University of Nairobi and the Pharmacy and Poisons Board is a very long one. Dr. Sada was telling me not to talk about Pharmacy and Poisons Board, why we still call ourselves that name. I can tell you that is in transition. It will go. However, the history is very long. And indeed, the Pharmacy and Poisons Board exists today because of the capacity that was built in that organization by the School of Pharmacy of the University of Nairobi. In fact, for those who remember the early days of the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, the technical evaluation committees, and every aspect of that institution was run and supported through partnership and collaboration with the School of Pharmacy of the University of Nairobi. And indeed, and I say this because I have had some orientation and have seen the history, without the School of Pharmacy of the University of Nairobi, would not be having the pharmacy and poison school we have today. We may be celebrated today as a benchmarking center for pharmacovigilance and other aspects of regulatory authorities within the region, but this we have achieved because of the partnership and the collaboration that we have had. Indeed, as we move forward, the regulatory environment in Kenya and the region is becoming very, very complicated. I'm sure you know about many things that are happening. I don't want to talk about them because I think this is not the forum to talk about them. There are various other legislations of regulatory nature that are coming up, and they threaten to, I don't know, to dismantle the profession or what. I will not talk about that for now. And for that reason, and many other things that are happening in our environment, we are in the age of artificial intelligence, and because of the very many things that are happening in the digital superhighway, many things are impacting on the regulatory framework, and the regulatory authorities are called upon to be ahead of things. And for us, having come from where we have come from because of the partnership, the strategic partnership, the collaboration with the School of Pharmacy at the University of Nairobi, is my humble plea as the chairman of the Pharmacy and Poison School to ask the School of Pharmacy, the partnership that we have had, the journey that we have come those many years, we ask that we keep the same collaboration, the partnership, because the journey ahead is not going to be easy. The regulatory environment is becoming more and more difficult, and we will need a lot of brains. We will need a lot of think tanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stand here in front of you and say that I have all the wisdom, I have all the solutions that are required to fix the challenges ahead, the environmental turbulence that is surrounding the regulatory environment. I may not have it, but I can assure you one thing. I have the capacity and the wisdom to tap the skills and the wisdom from these men and women who are gathered here tonight. Because since the days who are at the School of Pharmacy, the people who go to the School of Pharmacy are the very best from the Republic, every corner of the Republic, and it is still the case today. And therefore, seated here is a wealth of experience, think tanks, and whatever solution, whatever challenges we face at the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, whatever problems we face at the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, as the chairman, I may not have the solutions, I may not know how to address, but that may be so, but I assure you, we have men and women, and that's what I pledge to you, dear colleagues. We have men and women under my leadership willing to pull and to get wisdom from you, from the School of Pharmacy, from the alumni, and I think with the pool of knowledge, the pool of resources and skills that we have in front of us, we'll be able to address and solve all the challenges that we have. And looking ahead, we will be reaching out to not only to the group that is seated here, for us to be successful in the regulatory environment and for the regulatory authority to be able to be strong and address the needs and wants of the professionals, of the practitioners in the various sectors of the industry. We will require that we have a collaborative and a strategic partnership approach with the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya leadership, and I'm happy that the president of PSK is here with her leadership, the other affiliate bodies of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, and other leaders and other associations and groups within the pharmacy profession. And therefore, I again say thank you to the School of Pharmacy, the Alumni Association for giving us this chance, and let you know that we have men and women at the national regulator, Pharmacy and Poisons Board, who are up to the task, willing to tap into the knowledge, into the skills, and we are ready and will do so, and will ensure that we have the very best despite the very many challenges that we face. But with this team here, and when I look around, men and women, young and old, I think we have all the solutions. And I thank you for inviting us. We are an integral part of this. We exist because of you, and the work that we do because we are there, and you are made by this team. So thank you very much. We look forward, and we want to have a very harmonious working relationship with all the stakeholders, with all the professionals, with all the players in the industry, and we commit to do our very best to create an enabling environment for all of us in the profession to thrive and feel comfortable and be able to practice our profession. Thank you, and God bless, and congratulations to the University of Nairobi School of Pharmacy. Thank you.
That session, I want us to put our hands together and welcome the President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. And before she speaks, as the chair of the planning and the logistic committee, I want to thank Dr. Wairimu and your leadership. We only came the other day, just arrived, we knocked your door, and you opened. I want to acknowledge great support for this event from the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. I was a little stable Professor Watai, but you know, thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am so honored. I think I need to get used to doing speeches. Not that common, but I want to acknowledge all our faculty, those who have gone before us, the young ones who are, I can see them seated right at the back, the ones who are going to be here at the front one day, all the leaders, PSK members, thank you for coming for this event and making it useful. Standing here tonight, it honestly feels like coming back home, our alma mater, because this is where most of us, before there were other schools, there was only the University of Nairobi, for those who don't know. And this is where so many of us discovered not only our calling, but also our responsibility to the nation. And today and this year, we are privileged to celebrate 50 years of excellence, 50 years of resilience and impact from the University of Nairobi School of Pharmacy. This vision was planted to produce pharmacists who safeguard the health of Kenyans. We have seen them go into manufacturing, go into research, be the ones at the community on the ground, and we are requesting that more of you join the community space. We have seen them do distribution and ensure there are safe medicines for our patients at the hospitals, with the clinical specializations now, supply chain, regulatory affairs, and now we are also going international with the diaspora, building impact. We are not only graduates, but we are now guardians of life. We are stewards of medicine and champions of public health. As I reflect on my own journey, I chose pharmacy by choice. I actually usually say I'm a pharmacist by choice, not because I wanted to do medicine, then I fell in pharmacy. Some of us are here by choice. And we have no regrets over what life has been to us. And now, as the current president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, I see the impact that the School of Pharmacy has brought into this space. And also I see how Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya becomes an integral part of the heart of pharmacists. We are the ones who are responsible to bringing everyone together, the academia, and all the other associations that are within us. And we are also responsible to ensure that pharmacists practice in a safe, ethical manner. And at PSK, for us to believe that pharmacists are epic. All of you here are epic. And what we want you to carry is the epic and excellence in everything that you do. And EPIC standing for Education, Policy, Innovation, and Collaboration. We feel education is important because our learning must be continuous, practical, and it must ensure every pharmacist is confident and competent in every area that they practice. Policy, because the section 43(1)(a) of our Constitution guarantees the highest standard of care. And pharmacy is critical to that attainment. Innovation, because our future depends on thinking beyond what we learn in school, thinking beyond our boundaries, from digital platforms to ensuring that we are bringing the therapeutics home, that we have capacity to manufacture most of our products. Let us challenge ourselves to move from 70% imports to even 40% imports, ensuring that 60% of what we consume is manufactured here and we can. Collaboration, because no one lives alone, no one thrives alone. I will always refer to our golden oldies. They told me that they accepted that name. To the YPGs, and also the generation in between. We must work hand in hand, just like we are doing tonight, and we must all ensure that we are united to one front. So colleagues, what I want to say is that 50 years is not an end of a journey. It is the launch of a new chapter. We honor our past by securing our future. We must step boldly into this next era, and I'm so happy that we have representations from all decision makers concerned, or any decision maker who would be able to move us to the next direction. We must be united, we must be innovative, and we also must be unafraid. So when the School of Pharmacy celebrates 100 years, because I know it will get there, we need to look back and say that those who stood at 50 laid a foundation so strong that pharmacy became unstoppable in Kenya and beyond. To the University of Nairobi School of Pharmacy, thank you. Thank you for shaping 50 years of pharmacists. Thank you that we are not just professionals, but we have become people who drive impact everywhere we go. We are also protectors of life, and we care about the Kenyans, the patients, and their safety. May we continue to believe, may we continue to build, and may we continue to serve. For pharmacy, for Kenya, and for the people that we serve, thank you so much, and it's an honor to be here.
Thank you very much. I would like to request you to stretch a little bit if you could be up and standing. I think you are started very well. This is the way. You say the high five. Can you do a high five to your person on the right, on the left? High five. While you are starting, I want you to give me a clap as we welcome the chairperson of the Alumni Association, Professor Anastasia Yoangai.
see the journey that we have traveled together for the last 50 years, it almost brings tears to my eyes. And even before I talk about the journey, let me take this opportunity. Can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me?
Well, your mic. You're okay, but the mic is...
Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay, so let me take this opportunity to first and foremost acknowledge the presence of my teacher and my father, the one who made me what I am, and that is Professor Maitai. I call him father because he admitted me to the first class of pharmacy in 1974. And he saw me through. I came in when I was married. And I was being challenged by my colleagues. Why did you deny yourself the freedom of the University of Nairobi? But I don't think I missed a lot because I was able to interact with each and every member of our class. And my Thai was so accommodating. I remember when I had my first child, that was 1975, 1 year after admission. And that child was admitted at a Khan hospital when I think the child was only 3 weeks old with pneumonia. And the child was in the incubator and respirator, and there were exams that were taking place. I used to leave the child, of course I used to stay at night with the child, and the following morning I would rush to Chiromo to take my exams. And I remember at one time I went to see Professor Maistai at Chiromo. He had an office upstairs where we have the Chiromo canteen, staff canteen. There used to be an office upstairs. That's where his office was. And I told him I wanted to do exams. And he told me, I think I don't want you to try under the current circumstances because you had a lot of stress. You might not make it. So I would suggest that you request for a referral so that you sit your exams, special exams after you are through. And I pleaded with him, let me try. And he told me, you can try, but if you don't make it, remember, I warned you. That's what's happening with my father. So yes, I told him, okay, I'll not blame you if I don't make it. So I tried and thank God that I made it. So I still remember. So I just decided to mention that because of the journey that we have come through. And then of course I had my second child when I was still in the university, and I remember coming from maternity in the evening, delivering. I think I suddenly had to never been when I was around the library. He said, this is an evening to enjoy, isn't it? Okay. And I told my colleagues, the way I'm feeling, I might not get home. Okay? They asked me, what is the home? I told me, can someone show me where the maternity is? And the maternity used to be, remember we have the student hostels, that building next to KMTC. There's a big building there, okay? That used to be the maternity. So I was directed there, and I met one of my medical colleagues who was a year ahead of me. And I told her, Teresa, she was Teresa Morandi. And I told her, Teresa, big things are not okay. Can you take care of me? So, yeah, I was taken care of. I delivered that night. And 2 days later, I was in class. Professor Maitai. So, those are the small stories that we have gone through. But now, coming back to why we are here, we can tell so many stories. Coming back to why we are here. I think it has been said over and over again, we are here to celebrate the beautiful journey of 50 years that we have gone through, all of us. Whether you started in 1974 or whether you joined the university last year, you have a story to tell because it's a journey that you have traveled. So we are all here for a purpose, okay? Our purpose is to enjoy the journey that we have traveled through the University of Nairobi. Now, a lot has been said by my dean. I do not have to repeat about the history of pharmacy and what that has done and so on and so forth. I do not have to repeat what Munya said, our CEO, I'm not CEO, the chairman of Pharmacy and Hospital Board, or even our current PSK chairman. That history, I think, I've already laid out. What I would like to mention is that having joined the university in 1971 as a student, having been recruited by Professor Maitati again as one of the homegrown lecturers in Kenya. We were among the first class and he recruited us. That was 1980, I think it was around 1980 when we were recruited. Because I remember I finished my master's in 1982. And also having served as a dean of the school, having served as a teacher of the school, I think I have the entire spectrum of the 50 years journey that we have traveled. Okay, then all of it, okay? And there's a lot that we can write about that. But there are several milestones that we should not forget. And these milestones are: one, the establishment of the School of the Department of Pharmacy in 1974 by my time. We should not forget the battle that we fought in becoming a faculty in 1995, another major milestone. We should not forget the fight that we had of fighting for the doctor title that the pharmacists now proudly use. The School of Pharmacy played a key role. We should not forget the fight that we had as a school to get the clinical allowance for pharmacists, that never used to be there. It was only being enjoyed by doctors, but now we are proud, to enjoy that privilege. That again was a milestone that we fought with the PSK, the PPP, and the University of Nairobi. We should not also forget about the oath, the pharmacy oath, okay, that we normally now take for granted. Again, it was a big, big fight, but we won. I remember the battle that I fought at the Senate. I was being asked by a person from history at the Senate, Professor Matai, can you tell us, when you go to swear, what will you be holding? Will you be holding a twig of mirror? That is how sarcastic people can be. So I looked at him and I told him, tell me, when the doctors actually swear, do they come in? I've never seen them holding a stethoscope or anything. So why are you bothered about what you are going to, And I was told, I think you have made your point. So again, that's another milestone that we should not forget. Many, many more that we have achieved. So as a school, my advice is that please keep together as a team. Make sure that you strengthen the collaborations that have already been established. There are several MOUs that have been signed. Like we have an MOU with PPB that needs to be grown, okay? PSK, I think we don't have an MOU, but we have a very long working relationship. I remember when we approached PSK to actually award an academic prize to the students, PSK came forward. So one of the academic prizes that the school gives is from PSK. So there is a lot of goodwill that the school enjoys with the other partners. So please continue building on that relationship. The next thing that I want to tell the school is that the world is changing, and that has been hammered over and over again. It is changing. Yep. And the school must learn to change with the times. You cannot continue having a curriculum that is static, okay? Make sure that the curriculum responds to the changes, the global changes in the world. If it is AI, IT, whatever, be on the lookout and change your curriculum accordingly, okay? I know we have shortage of staff, but I think that is an internal problem that can be sorted out. The first thing is make sure that you respond to the global changes so that your product remains globally relevant. Okay? I do not want to repeat what my colleagues have said. I'm just speaking other items. So that is one thing. The other one is that in 2001, when I realized that we had built significant force of the graduates from the University of Nairobi, we decided to establish an alumni association. Okay? It was formed in 2001. And I remember Professor Kishaga, the then Vice Chancellor, coming to launch our alumni association at Intercontinental Hotel in town. I remember those days. It was the first one in the University of Nairobi. The University of Nairobi did not have an alumni association. Ours was the first one. Can you clap for yourself? And based on that milestone that we achieved again as a school, the university now thought of starting its own alumni association, the Global University Alumni Association. And I keep on mentioning that they actually borrowed our constitution and customized it to make their own constitution. We now are also a chapter of the University of Nairobi Association. But again, we are also registered by the government of Kenya legally as an alumni association. So we wear two hats, okay? We have our own mandate as a registered association, and we also have the mandate as a chapter within the University of Nairobi Association. So my message is, as the alumni members, you have a platform that you can use to do many things, and that platform is the Alumni Association. Strengthen it. We haven't done so much as I wish we would have done, okay? But we have now started to revamp and revive our Alumni Association and keep that fire burning. Keep that fire burning. In August, on 28th of August, we are going to have elections for the Alumni Association. Are you aware of that? There will be elections on 28th, okay? And I'm encouraging those people with what? With vision, you know, visionary people to vie for the biggest position and keep the Alumni Association strong, okay? Make sure that you keep a close relationship with your alma mater, because you are bound by the twins. You cannot have an alumni without the alma mater, and the alma mater cannot exist without an alumni. So keep together as a team, okay? Now, we are here because, again, the Alumni Association took the initiative to support the alma mater in celebrating the 50-year Golden Jubilee, because the school itself alone could not have managed all these arrangements, and we came in very, very strongly to support. And we established committees. I think our logistic planning and logistics chair will talk about that. We came in to strengthen and see what is it that can be done to actually achieve these celebrations. And we have done a lot. It was a mandate that we were given by you as the Alumni Association. We were told, can you revise the Constitution? And we have done that. We shall show you a copy of what we have done. It is not yet complete. That is why I was still looking for comments from the members so that we can enrich it. It will be launched on 20th of August when we have the elections, but at least the job is done. We have a draft. You told us to write the history of the School of Pharmacy, which again we have done. We have a draft, draft 0. It is not yet complete. Again, it will be launched here, and it will allow us a few more days to polish it up, and we have the final print. Okay? So what I'm saying is that today's function, we are going to have the draft constitution presented. We are not unveiling it because it's not a legal document yet, because it has not been finalized and approved by the Ministry of Societies, but at least it will be presented to you to confirm that the assignment that you gave us has been done. You get my point? Okay? The draft book is here. It will also be launched so that you know that the assignment that you gave us has been done. We had a very successful Alma Day. We had a very successful symposium, and thanks to all of you that came to contribute. Okay? So what I'm saying is that, for me, I feel very, very proud that I have brought forth, children. I call you my children, most of them. I've brought forth children that are so supportive that if I have a cold and I sneeze, I know somebody will ask me, Mom, what is happening? Okay? When I give a shout and I say there is some help that is required, I know so many of you will come forward to support. Please, as you do it for Professor Gandai, as you do it for Professor Maitai, as you do it for Professor Sanjo, and Kalebo and all the other teachers that I've taught you, please extend the same goodwill to your alumni association so that it remains stronger and stronger, because together we are stronger. Okay? The slogan for the alumni association is our bond, our strength. Our bond, our strength. That is the motto of the alumni association. So colleagues, as we look forth and forward to the next 15 years, let's be visionary. You have been guided on what they say that needs to be done with respect to the curriculum and all other things. Okay? You know where you are going. Make sure that you keep that vision and don't look back. Keep forward, keep moving forward. And I can only say, enjoy this evening. There will be many more enjoyable evenings to come. And with a strong alumni association, I know these events are just at the beginning. They're just starting off, and there will be many more opportunities for us to come together and enjoy. For Professor Maitai, you are telling me that you are 82. Okay? I will reverse that to 28. Okay? Instead of 82, I will say you are 28, Prof. Okay? And I'm saying this to encourage you and feel strong that you have children that you can always lean on. I being one of them. Okay? So continue feeling that you are not yet old, you are going strong, the journey has just started. Okay? Because children are continuously being born. You have grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and all these ones will give you a shoulder to lean on. So, Professor Maitai, this is your day. We celebrate you, we honor you, we respect you, we remember the legacy that you have set for the School of Pharmacy, and we are very grateful for you. So, colleagues, thank you very much. I do not wish to say anything else. It's not that we can say we don't want to keep on repeating ourselves. Let's enjoy the evening. Okay? Welcome.
We enjoy that. Even though there is a session that will come, because there is a reason that Professor Maitai and other people are here, I want to request Prof, our chair, to allow that I request Professor Maitai to just say a word. There will be another session towards the end, but before we get too tired, may we start and usher Professor Maitai to come and speak as our father.
No, by this time I'm asleep. I'm not careful, I start talking nonsense. But nevertheless, I can say one or two things. The first thing is, I was recruited chairman or to start Department of Pharmacy at the age of 31. I had been in the university for 4 years. I had established a very good research laboratory. I had started. So when I was approached, because I was probably the only senior pharmacist in the university. I was not quite sure that I wanted to move from. I was in veterinary medicine, and I had started a department there of public health, pharmacology, and toxicology. But nevertheless, after a lot of persuasion by my chancellor, I decided to take the responsibility. There were no lecturers, there were no physical facilities, there were no equipment, there was nothing. And it was very, very, very difficult. I think the first group probably know what I'm talking about. Very, very difficult. Nevertheless, when we were formulating the syllabus, we had foreseen that problem, and we structured the course in such a way that the student would do their preclinical studies in Chiromo as biochemistry, chemistry, physiology. And that gave us 2 years. They were there for 2 years. They gave us 2 years to plan, to recruit, get physical facilities and all that. So that was the saving grace. I was recruited at the same time with Nigerian Dr. Ejide to start dentistry. Within a short time, he gave up and went back to his country. And I was left struggling. The good thing about our students were very committed, very, very committed. They were very disciplined, very respectful, and we really felt that they made our work easier. Professor Guatai has made some of those things. I remember another lady, I think she has passed on, who gave birth on a Friday. And Monday she was there in front of me, taking notes. So, it was very difficult. Nevertheless, we persevered, and the most remarkable thing is that these people who really studied under very difficult conditions are the most successful. One time, Kibwage, the late Julius Mwangi and all that. So we are very proud that despite all those problems, we produced people. If, in fact, we had not succeeded, I don't think that the people who are now coming would really make an impact. And that really tells you that in life, what you need is determination, real determination, and you can overcome any problem. Now, so by the time I stepped down in 1983, the department was recently stabilized. And I would say that a lot of progress has now been made, a lot of courses have been introduced, and really I'm very happy that those who took over from me have done a wonderful job. I have given an interview, I think some of that will be appearing in whatever you are ready. So I don't want to belabor that point. We went through a very, very, very difficult time. The other thing I'm proud of is that the people I recruited one time, Kibwage is a devil there, Julius, they have done very well, very well. They recruited one time, he went to Kenyatta National Hospital one morning, she was sitting there, and I said, one time, would you like to join us? I said, yes. I still ask him, if I didn't come for you, would you have would you have nearly joined the pharmacy? The same with the Kibwaga. One morning, I called him, I think it was in Machakos. I said, Kibwaga, would you like to join pharmacy? He came, and immediately he joined the department, and I sent him to Catholic University, anyway, to do a master's and PhD. Now, it's not just that I recruited them. I supervised one time. We had several publications on Malawi app. And then I think all the promotions from lecturer to senior lecturer to associate professor, associate professor, all those, I was there. It was appointment committee. The same with the Kenya and the same with others. Now I reached that point and I said, by the time I retired, I laid the foundation, others have built on that foundation. Now there's something I would like to say about our relationship with the Ministry of Health. I think this is very important. When we started, we had a lot of problems. And we got a lot of support from the Ministry of Health. We also reciprocated. Most of the committees, members of the pharmacy department, I chaired the committee on essential drug, the first draft of essential drug. I also chaired the committee on drug registration. Okay. I was also appointed by the minister to what was called the Central Medical Institute. I think it was yeah. About the four of us. It was Dr. Weaver, I think the doctor was then okay. I was also appointed a member of East African Medical Research. So we had a lot of interaction. They gave us the physical facilities, the prefabricated building you see there. And later on, we were given 2 floors of the old international building. So we got a lot of support. And at one time, it appeared as the pharmacy department was an extension of Ministry of Health. We helped them, they helped us. I was a confidant of, excuse me, Dr. Mugora, and then allowed Dr. Koinale. In fact, during my appointment, the full professor, I heard that Koinale was the director of medical. See, if all of you oppose his appointment, I will still support him. That is a kind of very, very, very important. And let me just say this. We went through a difficult situation. I did my best. I'm not going to judge myself. I leave others to do that. What I can say is I did my very best to start the Department of Pharmacy, and I would say that I'm also proud of the people who took over Guantanamo, Kibwale, and a few others. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me leave it at that, because as I say, at the daytime I usually asleep. And let's try to